May we stand, please. Gracious and merciful Father God, we thank thee for coming into your presence. Hallowed be thy name, we honor thy name. Heavenly Father, we ask a special blessing upon this assembly. Bless us individually and collectively. And Heavenly Father, we ask a special blessing upon our men and women that are soldiers. And Heavenly Father, we ask a special blessing upon our country, that we get back to Judeo-Christian values. Heavenly Father, we ask that our decisions that we make glorify you and remove self. This is our prayer in the Master's name of Jesus, our Lord and Savior. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Coleman,
Good turn, Curtis.
Cummins. Cummins ain't here.
An old pad there.
An old packet, let me see. And Stockton,
Stop. You know.
right here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Ford, Bailey,
Here.
Johnson,
Here.
Grimes. Here. Pruitt. And Wilson.
Your quorum established. Barely.
Jackson.
Good motion for the previous minutes.
Motion to accept the previous minute. Vacation.
Oh, Okay, Coleman.
No irregularities. I don't see any irregularities.
Coleman,
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes. What are we doing?
The
Roll call.
Roll call to approve the minutes.
Yeah.
Johnson. Grimes.
Yes.
And Wilson.
Yes.
I have a question on finance.
I had some questions, but I'll wait till Ruth gets back.
I don't see any irregularities. I'll make a motion to approve the financial statement.
Second.
Okay. Coleman,
Yes.
Bailey,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Grimes,
Yes.
Wilson.
Yes.
Where? You want to go first?
I gave you all our monthly service report for the county if you wanted to look that over. I also wanted to remind you, I don't think that we meet again before the Nevada County Fair, but there is a website with the calendar of events for the fair. There's lots of moving parts and lots of different, I'm sure Stacy's going to tell you a little bit also about his side of it, but there's the carnival, the show, the rodeo, the parade. There's a flyer on there for the parade. That's the part that the chamber puts on, but Nevada County ARfair.com, I believe it is. Is that right? Nevada County Fair, or Nevada County ARfair.com. There's a full calendar of events with all of like the time, dates, and everything. If you have any questions about how or when and where and everything with the fair going on, if you want to look at that. But like I said, there's our monthly service report is there if you have any questions for me. I'll let me answer for you.
We will meet while the fair is on. We'll meet on the 10th and the fair's that day.
Okay, so the night before we meet then is the parade, and then
Yeah.
I think that Tuesday night would be the show then, right?
When the animals move in, they show them this.
Okay, okay. So then Tuesday night, we probably all won't be here then. Thank you.
Just wrapping up summer activities with the 4-H, been real active in that this summer. Just this past Thursday, we had our junior livestock quiz ball team won state. We're real proud of them. That was Blair Preedy, Gatlin Preedy, and Jameer Purefoy. Jameer was high score MVP of the tournament. So we lost our first game at double elimination. They went on a roll and made it all the way through after that. So super proud of them. The fair coming up. We've got kids that will be participating not only in county, but the Southwest District, the Arkansas Youth Expo that's in Washington County Fairgrounds at Fayetteville, and then the State Fair. And we'll have one or two, I'm sure, go on to some of the national shows. So,
Now, where did you say Jameer Purefoy, where did he place?
he was high scorer in the whole tournament. There was one game he scored 200 points just to see.
And what type of?
It's all information about cattle, sheep, goats, and swine.
He had a presentation.
It's questions. There'll be 4 on each team, and there's 3 rounds. And like the first round, they'll ask just the team captains have to respond. And if you've ever seen the quiz bowls that they have
They're
on
like, yeah.
channel TV,
But
it's exactly the same way.
it's specialized in animals.
Yeah, but all the questions are dealing with animals, a lot of animal science type
And
questions.
that's Candace. Is that the one that has the hogs?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Thank you.
That's all the committee. Thank y'all. Any old business? New business, we've got to read 2 ordinances. This time I'll turn this over to Shelia. She will read it one time, and then she will read title by title 2 more times. That's your question out.
Nevada County Appropriation Ordinance Number 24-5, be it enacted by the Quorum Court of Nevada County, Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance amending the 2024 annual operating budget, ordinance number 23-8, and amendments thereto and for other purposes. Article 1, affirmation. This court affirms the receipt of $10,000 for the Arkansas Disaster Relief Program, an Arkansas income tax checkoff program. These grant funds were awarded to the county by the Arkansas Department of Emergency Management, ADEM, for individual assistance to qualified applicants affected by the current declared tornado disaster of May 2024. All individual assistance disbursements shall be made in compliance with the county policies and procedures established for this program and filed with this ordinance as public information. Article 2, amendment/appropriation. The following is an amendment to the 2024 Nevada County Budget Ordinance Number 23-8, making an appropriation to the Arkansas Disaster Relief Grant Management, Arkansas Disaster Relief Grant Fund budget. Fund/department/line item, and then the amount. $3,500 Arkansas Disaster Relief Grant Fund /0803 Social Service Grants /3,103 Disaster Relief, and that's in the amount of $10,000. This amendment increases the amount appropriated for the Arkansas Disaster Relief Grant Fund by $10,000, making the total 2024 Arkansas Disaster Relief Fund appropriation $10,000. Article 3, legislative intent. It is the intent of the Nevada County Quorum Court that the appropriation contained in this ordinance is only an amendment to the 2024 operating budget. All other appropriations and policy statements of the county budget ordinance shall remain in full force and effect. This appropriation, unlike other county appropriations, is for individual assistance, which is the goal of the Arkansas Disaster Relief Program as established by Arkansas Code Annotated 26-51-2502 and the ADM Grant Award Letter of June 2024. The maximum amount to be awarded per claim is $250. Article 4, effective date. This appropriation ordinance shall be effective immediately upon its passage by the Quorum Court and approval by the county judge in accordance with Arkansas Code annotated 14-14-907, in parentheses, F, in parentheses, closed. Adopted and approved this 13th day of August, 2024. Attest, Tammy Rose, County Clerk. Approved, Mike Otwell, County Judge.
Can I ask you a question?
Motion to, for a second reading of the ordinance 24-5, title.
Motion to suspend the rules.
Motion to suspend the rules for a reading of this title,
Be read by title only.
be read by title only.
I second.
Okay, so, Coleman, you vote yes?
Yes.
Okay,
I have a question before you read it.
okay.
I see it. Okay. Does it say where this has to be spent? I mean, we spend it anywhere?
24-5,
It has to be
approve it.
spent.
Well, Ricky is looking into that right now. If he was here, he would be able to elaborate about it.
Okay.
But it'll be spread out hopefully evenly.
Out,
But y'all, if you got an idea, I would recommend contacting Ricky.
out through the county, right?
Mhm.
Okay. I mean, I was asking.
I figure who better knows what problem people are having than the preachers. So contact the churches and dig it out to where each church will be able to get somebody to help until it's going.
So it does have to be spent in a certain way.
That's the $10,000.
Yes. It's gotta be explained by somebody that done that for
Okay, thank you.
To third church. Okay.
Okay, Wilson made a motion to suspend the rules and Coleman seconded.
Yes.
For me to read this by title only.
Yes.
Nevada County Appropriation Ordinance Number 24-5, be it enacted by the Quorum Court of Nevada County, Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance amending the 2024 annual operating budget, ordinance number 23-8, and amendments thereto, and for other purposes.
Motion for the second reading by title only.
Second.
Okay, motion has been made by Wilson and seconded by Coleman to suspend the rules, and I will read this for the second time, the title only. Nevada County Appropriation Ordinance Number 24-5, be it enacted by the Quorum Court of Nevada County, Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance amending the 2024 annual operating budget ordinance, number 23-8, and amendments thereto, and for other purposes. Okay, Coleman,
Yes.
Stockton. Okay, Bailey,
Yes.
Johnson, Grimes,
Yes.
Pruitt,
Yes.
Wilson.
Yes. Motion for a third reading by title only for ordinance.
This is.
That's what's the third.
Motion to pass.
Pass.
Okay. You don't have to have a third. Okay.
Second.
Okay. Now, we have
The next one,
the next one. Oh, mercy.
Then we call the roll on
You
that.
got to
pass.
vote on the pass.
You gotta vote on it.
vote on the passage. Okay.
No, on the passage.
I think that was the second reading that we voted on, and then vote on the pass.
Yes.
All right, we're voting on the passing of the ordinance.
Because we didn't have to have a third reading.
Okay. Coleman,
Yeah.
Yeah, I've already made one.
Coleman,
Yes.
Bailey,
Yes.
Johnson. Grimes,
Yes.
Pruitt,
Yes.
Wilson.
Yes.
Okay, the, motion carried. All right, now, this is the next ordinance, number 24-6. Be it enacted by the Quorum Court of Nevada County, Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an emergency ordinance for the protection of the traveling public, condition and maintenance of the county-maintained public roads in Nevada County and within its unincorporated limits to declare an emergency and for other purposes. Whereas Nevada County, Arkansas has over 624 miles of county-maintained public roads. Whereas the Quorum Court finds that the public interest is served by protecting the county-maintained public roads and ability of the county road crews to be able to maintain the county-maintained public roads in this county. Whereas it is necessary to adopt this ordinance to assure that county road crews are able to maintain the right-of-way, public road easement, roadway, subgrade, culverts, and signage of those county-maintained public roads. Whereas the Quorum Court finds that public safety and public interest is served by protecting the traveling public from the placement, creation, or existence of physical and functional encroachments or obstructions to county-maintained public roads. Therefore, be it ordained by the Quorum Court of Nevada County, Arkansas, Article 1, Purpose and Applicability. The road easements or right-of-way for county-maintained public roads in Nevada County, Arkansas shall be inviolate for county road purposes and free from the existence of functional and physical encroachments or obstructions, except where written permission is granted and issued by the county judge. Article 2, county-maintained public roads. For purposes of this ordinance, county-maintained public road shall mean any road identified as a county road, assigned a county road number, and maintained by the county, or any road in which the county has directed construction, material, blading or grading, maintenance, mowing, or repairs of the roadway or right-of-way, road easement or bridges. Article 3, it shall be unfaithful, unlawful. It shall be unlawful and a violation of this ordinance for any persons or organization to engage in the following activities on county-maintained public roads. 2, A, create a physical or functional encroachment within the road easement or right-of-way for a county-maintained public road. B, throw, dump, or place any item or items onto a county-maintained public road, including, but not limited to, the county roadway or road beds, shoulder, ditch, subgrade, right-of-way, easement, back slope of the ditch of any county-maintained public road in the unincorporated areas of the county. C, dig or place or situate any utilities, poles, lines, fences, cables, wires, or any item whatsoever within the easement or right-of-way of a county-maintained public road without first obtaining the written consent of the county judge and comply with the utility accommodation permit requirements of the county. D, any items, fences, gates, whether closed, locked, or unlocked, obstacles, physical or functional encroachments within the road easement or right-of-way of a county-maintained public road shall be moved by or at the expense of the owner of the property. E, burn anything within the road easement or right-of-way of a county-maintained public road without the permission of the county judge. F, create a physical or functional encroachment by the diversion or placement of water onto the roadway, subgrade, right-of-way, or road easement, or to create an impairment to public safety of the ability of the county to maintain the subject county road. Or G, park a motor vehicle, trailer, camper, mobile home equipment, or item within the roadway, a road easement, or right-of-way of a county-maintained public road, except during an emergency due to malfunction, in which case the property shall be immediately removed from the roadway or driving surface to assure the safety of the traveling public. In no event shall the property remain parked on the shoulder of the roadway for over 48 hours. Article 4, penalties and remedies. A, violation of this ordinance shall result in the fine of $1,000 for a specified offense or violation, or double that sum for repetition of the offense or violation. And B, if the act or violation is in its nature continuous in respect to time, the fine for allowing the continuance of the prohibited, unlawful act or omission in violation of the ordinance shall be $500 a day for each day, and that the violation is unlawfully continued. C, any items, fences, gates, whether closed, locked, or unlocked, obstacles, physical or functional encroachments within the roadway, road easement, or right-of-way shall be moved by or at the expense of the owner of the property. D, the county
Give you a raise.
Can you do that?
Is anyone
Yeah.
Okay, D, the county may exercise self-help and remove any items, fences, gates, whether closed, locked, or unlocked, obstacles, physical or functional, encroachments within the roadway, road easement, or right-of-way of a county-maintained public road, and shall be reimbursed for the cost of removal. E, the citizens or landowner withstanding and/or county judge may pursue a declaratory
That's right.
Declaratory.
and/or injunctive relief from a court of competent jurisdiction for removal of an obstruction to county-maintained public road. Or F, AC period A period 5-71-214 provides that a person commits the criminal offense of obstructing a highway or public passage if, having no legal privilege to do so and acting alone or with another person, he or she renders any highway or other public passage impassable to pedestrian or vehicular traffic. AC period A period 5-71-214 parentheses C parentheses closed further prescribes that the criminal penalty for obstructing a highway and other public passage is a Class A misdemeanor. The county judge, any citizen or landowner may notify the sheriff of the violation. The criminal penalties under A period C period A period AC period A period 5-71-214 are not in lieu of the civil penalties prescribed by this ordinance, but in addition thereto. Article 5, severability. If any provision of this ordinance is found to be invalid by the decision of any court of competent jurisdiction, such invalidity shall not affect the remaining sections, phrases, and provisions of this ordinance which remain valid and enforceable. Article 6, emergency clause. The Quorum Court finds that the immediate implementation of this ordinance is necessary for the preservation of the public's peace, health, safety, welfare, and property. An emergency is hereby declared to exist, and that this ordinance is to be in effect immediately after its adoption. Passed and approved this 13th day of August, 2024, approved for the county judge to sign and attest for the county clerk to sign.
Motion to
Now,
suspend.
before we vote,
I mean, have we not had something like this enforced before?
hang on a minute. Bring that back to the seat. Before we vote on it, does anybody out here in the audience have something to say?
Yeah,
Okay?
we need to look at that ordinance again. What- This is what I've been coming in for like 3 years, 4 years. Here we are talking about and easements, and I don't, me parking my tractor is all about me on the fines and stuff. But yeah, this needs to be, it ain't gonna be a 1, 2, 3 on this one.
Meaning,
That y'all can just pass it by 1, 2, 3, say passed. Because I'm still here, I'm still waiting to get a loan. I came to court last month. Judge, you told me you was gonna get with me. You haven't got with me. I'm waiting to get with Farm Credit. Remember, I have no easement to my address.
Well, did you or did you not tell me you on that road all the way to your gate?
No, sir. I've never, no, sir. I can't
Who
even,
owns the land?
we've got two people that own it. Ben Miller, where? That's what I'm saying.
When you turn off of 149.
149, we've got Danny Jarvis and Ben Miller to get to 148. Then I have to drive across Ben Miller's to get to my place, down the county road.
Okay, all right. I'll promise you I'll see you within the next 2 days. But what this ordinance right here keeps from happening, in case somebody, you come to go to your house someday, and there's a D7 Dozer parked in the middle of the road.
Right, like
Right now, we do not have an ordinance allowing me permission to go and get that Dozer, or have it removed, or be standing with anything, or being refunded for all the trouble, okay?
Right.
So that's-
I've been trying to get a loan for my property. I own 49 acres.
I understand that.
Farm Credit would not, because they said I have no legal access. And so I came to the courts last month and asked what I need to do about the easement rights.
Well, what the misunderstanding was, the last time we talked, my understanding, you left me thinking that was your land, okay?
No, sir. When you and your brother came out, when me and
Listen,
Judge Glass
I'm
got
not
into it,
tonight.
when I parked the tractor on the road when you told me it was abandoned, I've came in and spoke my mind to y'all for 5-6 years now about these roads, and we can't get
Listen, the Quorum Court
don't have nothing to do about it. But you're abandoning
And you
these
know that.
roads,
So,
and so are we passing this?
no, sir.
Okay.
This road was done before me, so I will have to get with you. I didn't close that road. This road was done before me. So now,
And so you're gonna bring it in writing to me when these two roads was closed, right? My what y'all call my driveway, Nevada County Road 148. If I'm not mistaken, she read if it had a sign on it.
I'll talk to you more about this. Get ready. You gonna be home?
No.
When you gonna be home?
Well, I guess when I call you and tell you I'm gonna be home, because you've done
Well,
put
then
me
when
out.
you
You
call
done put
me-
me out on the hook about 3 different times, telling me the same stuff right here. I'll get with you, brother man. You put me in office. You voted me here. You hired me. Well, when can we get to fire somebody?
That's right. You got that opportunity in 2 years, but as of tonight, we're fixing to, pursue them.
And Mr. Johnson, you told me I hadn't been here long enough the first time I brought the stuff to Mr. Glass. You told me I was gonna have to keep coming, so I've been coming.
I've been on here a long time. We passed an ordinance that they had to come up here and get on the agenda to speak at this meeting. So I think you need to get them to look it up. I don't like
Okay,
fussing.
no, I don't either, but according to Mark Whitmore, when you do an ordinance,
Yeah.
before you vote to pass it, you should see if somebody that has showed up has something they need to say. So that's all I'm doing right here, so he's speaking his piece.
In 2011, the county closed that road because there wasn't nobody on it. You was on the Quorum Court at that time. You was a member from Indy. And we voted to close the road because there weren't nobody living on it at the time. And that was about April or May when we did that. But it was early on in the year. My first year as Quorum Court member.
Which one? 148 or 149? The one Miss Pope lived on, or the one the Young place is on?
I didn't know there was 2 different numbers. All I knew was the road that come from 371 went around to County Road 6.
That's 149.
There's 2 different roads.
I own that other property up, the McKinnon place. I own that other piece of property up there
Well,
also.
I'm not disputing about your owning the property. I'm just saying there was no one living on the road, and that's what was told to us. And the Judge Glass brought it to the Quorum Court's attention, and he said he wanted to abandon the road because there wasn't nobody there. He wanted to save that time because it's probably a little over a mile. So it would save the county some money. So that's the reason why we abandoned it,
Right.
because there weren't nobody living on the road at that time.
I think what you asking for is an easement from the county,
So you
so
get along.
you can have access to your property. Is that right?
to get a loan. Yes, I have a county road that comes down that both judges have said is my driveway. But it touches 6 and 149. It makes a U in there.
Okay.
Let me
Do
ask
we
you,
still service that road? Do we still do anything?
I have utilities come down both ways. I have power come one way and I have, cable comes the other way.
how long,
I've been there since 2013.
how long will it take for you and the judge to get your easement so you can get your loan?
I don't know. I've been waiting
They
a
have
month
to
already.
go to the law office and get a description
Well,
of the property and then get an easement.
hold on. All this ordinance is about is to keep anybody, whether they want to drive a D7 dozer or a boulder bigger than a car can move, or they decided to pull their 18-wheeler out there and cross the road. Right now, if I was to go out there and move something and tear it up, the county had to pay for it. If you pass this ordinance, I can clear the road. That's all this ordinance is about.
What about,
It's about more than that, because
Yeah,
you and I was involved in an issue where somebody had a deer camp down in Bluff City and had put water line down on the right of way that on the county road. So when you graded your ditch, you tore the water line up. I think it's to keep that from happening again.
You're right.
Make
You're
sure.
right.
So that's the main, what's that for? I think this is a different issue. What is it?
Yeah.
what about where the different municipalities have got water lines running down those roads? And what about where phone companies got lines buried in those roads?
Okay, all this is gonna do is in the future.
That's not mentioned
Right.
about the
A, B,
existing.
C, D,
No, all they're
E, F,
talking about is
G.
from now on, when somebody wants to run a water line or a power line or a telephone line or a gas line, they need to come get with us.
It's not mentioned about where the city of Willisville has water rights going down the county road that they never obtained the start. But they got utilities
Well,
there.
do we need to table this to get more
That's your call.
discussion?
The motion to
I don't know.
Pruitt has something.
I've got a couple of things, and this comes from back when I went to Little Rock for Pat on that Saturday when they had the meeting up there for the Justice of the Peace. First thing the lawyer said up there was the county judge is over all the roads. Court's not over the roads, he can do whatever he wants to with them, as far as closing them. He's the one that makes that decision. The second thing to help you out is if that road has been closed, okay, then in order for you to, and I know this for a fact, in order for you to get a loan, you're going to have to go to the other people around you that's on that road. The county is going to have to issue a deed giving them their pieces of that road because he closed it. Okay? It's closed.
But I'll be
And
able to
you
find,
got-
I'll
and
be able
you'll
to find
get
that in
yours.
writing somewhere,
And
right?
you'll get yours, but the
Okay.
county has to, and you have to get with Ben. You need to get with Ben. We'll have to give whoever it is
So we just
that
don't want
owns
no,
those, that land don't belong to us if he closes the road. It belongs to y'all,
the landowners,
the
correct?
landowner. So it's gotta go through Ben, and we gotta give you
And-
that property, and then you can do whatever you want to with it.
But see, that's the thing is,
And you gotta get the easement to get into your property from them other people that own the road in front of you. And that's the way you get your loan.
Well, that's part of it.
Well, that'll get him started.
But if he owns the road, then the county's
I don't.
responsible.
I
You're
don't
not
know.
responsible for it.
No, I'm not
He
saying
has
that.
to
I'm
get the right
saying
of way
if he
from
owns
the
the
landowner.
road, then the
Right.
county
Every
is not
landowner he go
responsible.
across.
Every landowner he goes across, he's the one that's gotta get the
Yeah,
right of way to go across
It
their
got nothing
land.
to do with that private property. You gotta get an easement from every.
But that's what I'm saying, it was a county, it's been a county road, that's what I'm saying.
But it's closed,
But I'm gonna be able to find that in writing somewhere, right?
but it's closed.
But I'm gonna be able to find that
You
in,
go to a lawyer and ask him,
I'm talking about in the Quorum courts or in the minutes of the meeting and stuff, I'll be able to find where these roads are closed,
Now
correct?
that I don't know.
Okay.
We didn't close them. He didn't close them. Coach Glass closed them. So if it's in the,
I mean, according to
If it's in
this,
the-
It should be in the minutes.
it should be in the minutes that
In
it's closed.
2011, early 2011. I don't know what month, I don't remember, I just know it was early.
Well, let the clerk, circuit clerk, research that, 2011. And
He's
research.
allowed
The
to.
Judge
go-
Oswald has nothing to do with that because
I
he
mean-
wasn't even in office. He's not the one that closed it.
according to Booker, because he came and gave me an address on the other side of my property, he said it was still a county road.
Not if
According
that
to
man-
911 operator, is still, is,
Not if that man there says it's closed.
It was voted closed in 2011.
It should be in the
Nobody
minutes.
living on it.
Yeah, all you gotta do is look it up.
He has a comment, Judge, gentleman there.
By all means.
I'd just like to say I agree with this gentleman. Y'all have a habit of going on these ordinances and doing them all three readings in one meeting. But when you're talking about creating an ordinance where someone can be charged $1,000 fine, I truly believe that's something that you should let the people hear about, not just in one meeting, because there's no way that people know what you were going to talk about tonight. But they can see the video recordings and say, hey, this is important to me. Let's not do 3 at one time today. Let's spread it out to let citizens have the opportunity to say something about it.
I think Willie made a motion, didn't he? Table it?
I did.
You made a motion. You made a motion to table it.
Motion to table.
You put it out there on the bulletin board, they can read it. But also, it's like, you said, Dennis, thank you, I hadn't seen it on there.
And
Dennis
then-
said, when he went to the Quorum court meeting, they said the judge is in control and power of the roads, not us, the judge. You know, he could probably do a lot more than what he does.
Right, but that has nothing to do with y'all creating an
But I
ordinance.
understand what you're saying too, but I want to get it out there also.
But the second thing is, if there is a road there, there's supposed to be in the court clerk's office, there's supposed to be a book where every time you create a road, it's supposed to be logged down in the book. Every time you abandon a road, it should be logged down in the book.
It probably is, it needs to be researched.
But I've already asked them, nobody knows anything about a book. So, I mean, somewhere there has to be a written record. If his road still has, if I'm driving down the road and I still see a blue sign that says County Road 149, I'm gonna believe that's a county road. I'm not gonna believe it's abandoned. And if you have no record of having it abandoned, then it's still a county road, right?
It should be in the minutes.
Well, if the bank refuses to
Thank you.
give him some money, then they know it's closed.
All you have to do is try to find the 2011, it's which most of us
Yeah,
begins.
just find the minutes in 2011.
what about the audio files, or audio in here?
I don't think we had that then. That didn't come till later.
Might be on YouTube. If Smart was here recording at that time.
No,
We didn't exist.
I mean, I wasn't here.
Maybe Hope Star.
Just one curious comment.
I'll tell you this.
I don't know all the details behind it, but if it's never had the property sent back to its original owners, and you closed it because nobody was living on it, why not just open it back up and claim it? Would that take care of everything?
Well, property reverts back to the owner automatically 1 year after.
It does, because I didn't handle it with something else.
But that's all the property owners don't know that it's, I'm the only property owner that knows it's abandoned because it don't get worked. So,
Well, I find myself lucky that they ain't come in there and keep you from going across the road.
So we have a motion. You give a second.
Motion was table.
Yeah, motion to table.
Second.
I'll see if I can get Ben Hill to be here next meeting, because he's the one that highly recommended this. I'll get him to come so he can explain.
He recommended it.
Mm-hmm. So I'll let him come explain.
So have we had a D7 in the middle of the road or something, or are we just talking about my Kubota tractor?
Call the
that I-
roll.
He was just
Table it,
making
to
a
table it.
statement.
Oh, okay.
Call the roll to table it.
Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Bailey to table this, and a second by Mr. Coleman. All right, Mr. Coleman,
Yes.
Mr. Bailey,
Yes.
Johnson,
Here.
Grimes,
Yes.
Pruitt,
Yes.
Wilson.
Yes.
Okay, table.
What else is on the agenda? Because my blood pressure's high.
All right, moving on.
Shane, I'll get this off of you.
We have some,
I don't think you're supposed to talk out like that.
What about this, I thought there was another. No, that's it.
Somebody dump truck in.
yeah.
Dump truck.
At this time, so little help I'm about to talk about here on the dump truck, we already had one ordered, sitting in Texarkana, based on the fact we got money coming in, just like the tractor allowed. Asked David Gummeson to come up here tonight and share with y'all for the findings. If you will, David, will you come forward, please?
Well, that's how everybody's doing.
That's how everybody's doing, but I
It'll be all right.
So, I know I came last month, but I was just thinking, I didn't give y'all anything to look at. I know that's more difficult than just hearing, but I did want to give y'all basically financial statements. If you'll look in the green, that was the 4,700, that was the federal disaster that we did last year. What green is what's been paid. Everything, the second two in the pink, that is still 4,700 from the same ice storm. That has not been paid, but is fixing to be. And then the next, I'm sorry, and the last one that's pink, that says 1223. The fourth and fifth pink one, that is two other disasters that are fixing to be paid out. And then the last three are the disasters that we just filed back in the May 24th, 2024. Those are still pending, but that is a pretty good guesstimation on what will be paid out on those. So I just want to kind of run the numbers and let y'all actually see the numbers instead of me just telling y'all like I did last meeting. So anyway, so that's 4 different disasters there from last year and then what we're going into this year.
I have a question. We're waiting on this money to come in before we can do anything with the roads, the dump road and the Wildcat Road.
On Wildcat, not so much. On the dump road, it's not the money, it's the filing all the permits, making sure there's
That with the state.
federal.
Federal.
It's making sure there's no, we're not unearthing any Indian mounds. We're not displacing any spotted hoot owls. I mean, it's a
Right.
lot of,
I understand.
it's not so much financial means. And a little bit is on Wildcat as well. But Wildcat could potentially be taken care of a lot sooner than the landfill.
We're waiting on, what is that, the HH study? Which gives
Yeah,
us
so one of the things we're waiting on the landfill road is an H&H, and it's hydrodynamics of the water, the way the water flows, because we're mitigating, which is improving, making things better. You know, we're going from 2 culverts to now more than likely a bridge, and I don't see any reason why that won't happen.
How long will that take for that study about the water flow? Because right now is a bad time for looking for water.
Sure. No, I agree. I don't know. So RDOT has engineers that can do it, and we're waiting on kind of approval to see if they're gonna do it. If not, it might be something that we have to outsource ourselves. If that's the case, then the county would be paying for that H&H study that FEMA would be reimbursing us for.
Yeah, whatever money we're out on this bridge, we're gonna get it back from the feds. But you spend it, and we've got to have this HH stuff. So we're trying to get the state to do it, because what is it, 30 to 40,000, what it can cost us?
Yes,
On the study.
the potential. But if RDOT is willing to do it, then it might not be of any cost to us, period. And it's not just H&H. I mean, there's a lot of, like I say, there's a tribal form that we've had to fill out to make sure there wasn't any, burial grounds there. There's, all your wildlife, and then the water flow. You want to make sure that you're not changing water dynamics, which could potentially back water up onto farmers above the water source.
I got a quick question. In the pink, to pay within the next 30 to 60 days, how much of that, we just got about half of our school routes cleared. How much of that will go toward helping to do that, to get those back on the track?
I think we're pretty much out of you're talking about the Cat C to contract labor on limbs?
Yeah, to get cutting the.
I think
right
all of that was used.
You gonna use all of it?
I believe so. The 208 and the 52,000.
Yeah.
I believe that was all. That is what has been. That 208,000 and the 52 is work that has been completed and waiting for reimbursement. If that answers your question. Now, budgeted amount, I believe that's also, that was all that was budgeted for tree or branch removal.
Bus driver called me just today, and that's where he got the other road, why they didn't get his, so.
Right.
So it won't be any more money appropriated for them.
Not out of the 4,700, I'm sorry. I can call to verify.
I wish you would, so I have to tell you that.
Do you remember how many miles it was, or? I'm sorry. Do you remember how many miles it was that they were trying to get?
I got a record of it, but I don't remember.
I went to Nevada School, and I know Mike had too, but it was before the buses were kind of getting going to find out what roads they were wanting to dedicate, and it was kind of there at the end of the, the bus drivers weren't working yet because it was summer and nobody really knew. They just went to a new bus mechanic.
I went to run the road with them. I know, and I made a note of it. Every road that needed to be cut, that was a school route.
Right.
And I still got a record of that. I got with every bus driver down there.
Yeah, I will absolutely make tomorrow find out for sure if this is 100% done or if there's any wiggle room on any more funding. So I just have to figure out how much mileage and then go from there.
Okay, I can give you that information.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'll confirm there was no more funding available there. Any other questions on paid, pending, or roads itself? All right, well, that's all. I just wanted, like I say, last month I was running the numbers and I can't keep up with what I said 2 minutes ago, so I wanted.
What it's going to show that the money that's coming and.
Yeah, I rode out and looked at the Wildcat, and I rode out and looked at the dump road both, and I was just wondering, how we come along with those. Because I do know that Prescott bus routes that are gonna be affected by those two.
And what we, so one of the things, we rode around with FEMA today, looking at both the landfill, Nevada 240 and 18. And one of the things that was discussed was moving forward, how to word things that our federal government can understand, and safety being one of them. And so when you only have one truck route leading into normally we would have two roads going into the landfill, one being off of 24, which would be the main truck route. The secondary is going down Kell Road, which is a residential. So now when you have potentials of not necessarily city or county garbage trucks, but the bigger trucks that are going to Nashville, when you have those meeting school buses, that on a city street with no shoulders, there's a lot of potential there.
Oh, yes.
And so I got with T.O. and Bruce Bean both on drafting up a letter of how safety is the number one concern and how the inherent risks are there. And we're hoping that will speed things up. But with that being said, there's nothing that's going to speed up us putting in a new infrastructure and that infrastructure backing water up on another person's property. There's nothing that's going to speed up you putting this infrastructure in and all of a sudden you see bald eagles having nowhere to nest. You know, and I'm not saying that's the case, but that is what we have, and that's one of the things you got to look at.
I'm assuming we can't have a temporary fix before all this gets started.
That's what I was fixing to say. If we wanted to go down there, but this is something the court we have to agree to. If you go down there and do a temporary, understand, we got to pay for everything up front. He keeps up with everything, and then when we're done, he sends them a bill. And it may take 6 months to get your money. But if we go ahead and put culverts in there, gravel it, rip it, the whole 9 yards, and get it back open. And then just as soon as we get approval from the feds that we're gonna get, okay, y'all go, and give me a piece of paper telling me we're good to go, then they're gonna have us carry it all out. You know, but we get to keep all that and take it to the road and bridge shop, and then they start the bridge. And the best we can tell, they've been giving us from like 30 to 45 days to build the bridge.
We're in the same situation we were with the bridge at Middle Hill Road, what we are.
We got that one study that we're waiting on right now.
And that was before my time, so I don't know how that, once the bridge would go into construction, it would be about a 30 to 40 day turnaround depending on the time of year. If you do it in April, you're gonna have rain to deal with. If you did it right now, it'd be pretty much smooth sailing that you're not gonna have weather.
Well, I know we ended up with a nice bridge out there on Dublin Hill Road, but it took us, 2.5 years to get it
I think you're gonna be very proud to be a Quorum Court member when you have this bridge completed on Nevada 240.
I'm just thinking,
Are you saying by the
And it ain't gonna be.
how inconvenient it is to have to go all the way out to
Sure.
Kell Road and come back in, and like you said, meeting all the other vehicles out there.
There's pretty much 3 different options. One would be a temporary, but it would have to be tore out during construction. One that could be a temporary that would be feasible and complete until the new bridge got built. And then maybe another one where it's just one lane for commercial traffic only. So there's a couple options, but the county would be responsible for buying all materials right now, building the temporary, and then get reimbursed 6 months later for all the expenses, which would be gravel and culverts.
I'm in agreement with that.
Is there any way you can get us an estimate of how much that all would cost?
And you do have the money.
Judge,
we need to know how much we got.
can we withstand to put the money out there and wait 6 months for reimbursement?
Right.
Do we have that in our budget to withstand that?
All right.
Ricky got to tell us that.
I will have to get with Ricky on that
Okay.
to see if, you know, you may have to bust a bond or whatever over in the bank. But if you do, you gotta get it back.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the feds, and I'm waiting for that almighty letter David fixing to deliver to us. And with that, it'll be a note, a promissory note. And then I'll be able to take that piece of paper and give the banks the opportunity to bid on allowing us to have the money, knowing that they're holding that piece of paper, and they're gonna have to wait 6 months to a year for their money.
Right.
If you did the one temporary works, putting the culverts in the hole, putting gravel back on it, you're not looking at a lot of expense. Well,
You're just saying one way though, right?
it could be
No,
both, but, yeah, it could be
But
both.
they'll
But
signage.
you would have to do a lot of signage, which
I've already got a
also
price
is
on that.
reimbursed, just to let everybody know, hey, you're coming up, right now, it's closed. If
Yes.
anybody makes an error, it's kind of on them, but you're opening yourself up to, in a curve, putting a gravel spot there, so there'd have to be a lot of signage saying, hey, you know, road is
Slow down.
under construction, you know, that kind
I
of
got a
stuff.
quote on that, that's $7,000 worth of signs.
Yeah.
To be properly signed, what, just like the state would do if they were fixing to do the
Right, right.
job.
And then there again, once it's done, you're pulling those signs up and you have them for
Yeah.
use somewhere else, so.
Get us those numbers and we'll
Good look at it.
We'll
Well, I'll
look
get
at
it
it.
quick,
We'll-
if y'all don't mind, I'll probably call a special meeting, because I'm ready to get that thing back on worse than y'all.
Yeah, it needs to be open.
Let me get the numbers, and, Cherie's on me every day, so just don't worry. Every day.
Because they're going by her house.
No, I want my Kim's house open back up.
So let me get the numbers, I'll get the numbers and give them David and return
Thank
the
you,
numbers
David.
on the gravel and the filters, and just remember, whatever we spend, we get it back. They said, as soon as you go there to build a bridge, you come get all this out, it's yours. So. And I'll get with Ricky and see if he can rob a bank between now and again. Oh, by the way, I need a motion now, so if we get this money in the next just a little bit, I'll be able to get that truck.
We have one.
When we get the money.
Well,
Oh,
I'm
when
saying,
he gets the money.
Yeah, when he gets the money.
I'm pretty sure within this week or maybe next, we'll already get first part.
Motion to purchase what, dump truck, based on what the, source of the money? What fund is that coming out of? How much is that truck?
I gotta get with Ricky also and David Gummeson to make sure as this money comes in, there might be one or two monies on this paper.
And you got your warranty
That
on it.
has to be specifically to put it in landfill or put it in road and bridge.
And you got
But the
your
rest
warranty
of
on
it, I would like to be in county general, because,
Have we already committed this money to the purchase of that tractor?
yes, that was done last one for me.
Yeah, well, and now you
But-
want to spend the same money on another piece of equipment?
Dump truck.
Can't-
That's not an answer.
You can't spend the same money on both of these.
I don't say the same money.
Well, that's what I was asking. Is it the same money we've already allocated for something else?
No.
Okay.
And you got the warranty
On the dump truck.
on the dump truck.
Oh, yeah.
I
And
need
what's,
insurance, maybe.
Yeah, and insurance.
It's good.
Yes,
what's that amount?
Dump truck?
77.
Yeah, it's 177.
Yeah. Motion to make a motion to spend $177,000 from general funds for a dump truck.
Oh,
When the
you
funds
just
come
went
in,
to general fund, man.
not general, when the funds come in.
The money comes
When
in.
the money comes in.
When money comes in.
Yeah, better put it like that.
Yeah. So it's restricted when the money comes in.
Right.
Yeah.
Based on when the money comes in.
We don't have it.
If it doesn't come in, we don't get it.
That's
Get it.
right. So if it doesn't come in, we don't do it.
I ain't worried about it. The money's coming.
You get a second?
Second.
Norman,
Yes.
Bailey,
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Grimes,
Yes.
Pruitt,
Yes.
Wilson.
Yes. Judge, we have some representatives from the Sweet Home, I call it revitalization, Mrs. Butler and Mrs. Dion. I think they've been in contact with you. If they would like, if either one of them would like to make a presentation, we have a celebration homecoming. Ms. Butler, you've never been lost for words, come on. One of you. It's a big celebration that's coming up Sunday in the revitalization of that entire community, Sweet Home Baptist Church that's being converted to a community center.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Can I give you all a presentation? Okay, first off, I'm Shelia Butler, if you don't know my name. Most people don't know me by Shelia Butler, and we got Henry Butler's wife.
I think I know that.
I'll accept that too. Hey, Miss Curtis.
I got one, but I'll take another one.
Okay. And also, while I'm here, I want to give you all a copy of what we talked to the judge about. And this was back in on April the 4th, Thursday, April the 4th, 2014. We met with the judge, he came down, met with us at Sweet Home.
Does everybody know where the Sweet Home community home is?
Okay. We have people flying in from California, Wisconsin, Missouri, just Chicago.
Are they all staying at your house?
No, ma'am.
It's big enough.
They wish it was not.
It's big enough.
It's not, Mr. Wilson. So, this is some information that we talked to the judge. I guess it's supposed to be back here, sorry.
No, you can come on up here. Come on up
It's
here.
my first time here. We have roads that are washed away out there. And as you see, we've been talking, we were hoping that our roads would be fixed before we had this event. And that before everybody fly in. I wish you all would take a ride out there on our roads. Sweet Home community is one of those communities, it's so historical out there. Everything out there now is over 100 years old, and I'm writing a historical grant. Hoping we get quite a bit of money to help us out at the cemetery and at the church. We have things dated back to 1880, artifacts to prove how old it is and historical. And some of you have heard of Upchurch. Okay? Upchurch was not the name of that community. It was Sweet Home. The reason why it has the name Upchurch is because there were schools out there that Miss Upchurch, in which I gave you that information, she was the dean over those schools. And they were called Upchurch Training Schools. So that's how Upchurch became known out there in that community, okay? They had dorms out there. And we had planned to take the elderly people who are coming back for this reunion, because it's been like 40 years since we've had a reunion like this. And we were gonna take them on the trailer rides through the country, but we can't get down there because the county road is dug up. And it's a big drop off, and there's no barriers up to keep people from going in that area. It's dangerous. We have addressed this back in April, and it's still not resolved. I wish you all will take a ride down there to see how bad it is. When the late Bobby Taylor was in office as county judge, there was an ordinance signed that every county road leading to a church would be paved. We got that. But it has not been maintained. And you know how long Bobby Taylor's been dead. You ought to see that road. And it is the main road from Highway 24 East. We have had 4 funerals in that cemetery in a month time. That cemetery is busy. We have the largest, as far as I know, we have the largest historical African-American cemetery probably in Arkansas, the United States. That cemetery is over 2 acres big. And if you know one larger than that one, let me know. There, we take care of the Civil War heroes, I guess if you want to call them heroes. It doesn't matter. We have them out there too. There's white people out there too. And we take care of everything. But we need our roads fixed. We have bodies, we had a body flown in from Illinois just here about 2 weeks ago. We've had them flown in from Dallas. And judge gave me his phone number and I told him, I said, hey, our roads are washed out. We got a body coming in from Dallas. We have bodies flying in from California. And we need your help to get those roads fixed.
And this is starting on August the 17th?
Yes. It's this Saturday. And we had this meeting back April 4th.
Yeah.
You got something you can do?
Ain't right, I'm just waiting on y'all to tell me to get it done. I'll
Get
show
it
you.
done, yeah, get it done.
See that in front of, that's all you had to do, get them in behind me, because they control that purse string.
Well, I was coming. I would have been here too, but I'm very
Did
busy.
you contact your representative?
Yeah, she knows about it.
Yeah, she knows. I know she
Yeah,
did.
she knows about it.
Well, now you can't help me out just a little bit, you wanted a stop sign, I got it.
Well, it's on here.
Put up the
It's
asphalt
on
in the
here.
road, but now we done had about 7 logging crews, if I'm not mistaken, hit me out there. So now we
But-
run over here and do this, now we're gonna run back and do that. We got-
But
Wasn't Clyde Hardeman buried out there?
Yes,
And he
yes.
came out of Texas.
he came out of Texas. This cemetery is probably one of the most busiest cemeteries we're gonna have in the counties when it comes to black people. I mean, it's people flying in there, because they used to stay there, you know. And, but we need some help. We want it to look good when they come. Because they, okay,
Yeah.
I do
appreciate it.
too, well, we can worry
Okay.
about it, we don't hit it like,
They donate us the money to keep it
Yeah.
up, and we
Yeah.
want it to look good when they come in.
Exactly.
Okay.
We gonna, there you it.
Okay, appreciate it.
Appreciate y'all.
thank y'all.
Thank you, Ms. Butler.
Oh, yeah. We want them to be able to get to the cemetery. Yeah.
Do any of y'all have anything to say?
Anybody else? Good?
We good. These people, they're on the committee, and I'm sorry we were late. I told them 6 o'clock, because when I came up here and asked Shelia Butler, I was trying to find out. And she let me know which day, and I thought Pam said 6, so that's why.
I'm glad y'all come up.
Okay, thank you.
Let me ask you this, I know we're ready to go home. In reference to this gentleman here, are we going to start having like one reading and disseminating the information to the public? Or are we going to try to get the information out on the ordinance before the meeting? Because I'm inclined to believe what he said is that
It's not necessary to do it on all of them.
not necessarily doing them all, but maybe
Some
one
of
that's
some of
aggressive.
it is necessary.
That's one of this nature that's very important, that's like gonna have a major impact.
Impact on the people.
This has been from Ben.
In
Yeah,
hell,
I
I
understand.
recommended it, that's all I
no,
got.
no, no, what I'm saying is this, I agree with it. But what he's saying is that the public needs to be made aware of it in order that we can solicit public input.
Okay, how say you?
That's what I'm saying, I don't know
Becky,
that.
put
If
it
you're
out
gonna charge
there
the
on the
public,
bulletin
if
board.
you're gonna put $1,000 fine or $500
Yeah.
fine on somebody.
Yeah.
And they don't know what
It's about, exactly.
ordinances even exist.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, you need to let the
Yeah,
public know
the
There's
public
a
needs to
bulletin
know.
board out front. You could post
Why don't we
it, it's
start-
on the bulletin board.
Okay.
And it's up to them to come up and read it.
And then maybe also on the marquee.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the public aware, that's what you're basically, do you have any suggestions, sir?
No, I agree with Mr. Campbell there that, you know, maybe not for every single thing.
Yeah,
But when you're talking
like
about
you said, $1,000
fines,
fine, I need to know if I'm
Yeah.
in violation.
so you realize a Class A misdemeanor is just one step below a felony.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, maybe the marquee, and we all in agreement.
Marquee, that's up to.
That's,
Jamie.
yeah, I'm sure Jamie won't have a
Yeah,
problem with
Jamie.
that. Motion to adjourn.
Wait a minute, I got something to say,
You got something to say?
and you know I do. Last month, I have to apologize, I missed the quorum court, and I don't miss meetings, because I take this seriously. But I am apologizing because I missed. And it was under my control, or out of my control, one, I don't remember. But the other thing is, I would like to give a shout out to two people. Dennis Pruitt over here, he doesn't know that I know, but somebody brought his name up to me. He has been mowing people's yards for them that cannot mow their yard. I'm talking. He has been mowing people's yards that are not able to mow their own yards. I think that's an awfully nice thing to do.
Yes, it is.
And the other thing is, if you don't know it, Randy and I have taken on the mail route. And at 6 o'clock in the morning, after all that one disaster, we come up on the judge and Russ Gorman. They're out there in the middle of the road cutting trees where people can get by down towards Caden. And I think that says a lot for both of these guys. I may not agree with everything they do, but I think that still says a lot. And I am sorry I
Pruitt
missed
mowed the
the
yard in the neighborhood. I think it was solicited by Barry Godwin, very close. Thank you, Pruitt.
You're welcome.
We've been working on that for about a year.
Well,
Really?
Yeah.
it's awful nice for somebody to do that.
It took me about 30 minutes. Really?
Hey, you didn't
Took me
adjourn.
about 30 minutes.
That's all?
We didn't adjourn, we didn't vote on it. Yes.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Yes, I second.
Thank you, man.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah.
You don't have, ain't no big deal.